Genesis 1 of the 9 verses. This is only the beginning of what they will do. Nothing they propose to do will now be impossible. Genesis. The Tower of Babel, the mountain Olympus and Valhalla. The market hall for all gods. When God created mankind, however, mankind chose to diverge from that what he was created to be. The highest among creatures, and the child, decided to domesticate the world to fill his needs only, and break the bonds between the 40 kingdoms. The languages that once were united now became scattered to meaningless, and over time, man could only remember the spoken word. And God became recreated in the image of man, telling the children of the Nephilims that this is how they came upon this earth. In deception, man now forgot that what he was. The embodiment of mind, the most perfect, being uniting the worlds for the abundance of all richness of the universe. The Anunnaki story. Yeska thinks back. Unlike in an old movie, she remembers the flood raging behind her, swallowing everything in its path while clinging onto her father's neck. He held her so tight, running for their lives. It was such a long time ago and the memory is chopped up in pieces. She sees the bridge they are running on. Like from a distance, she sees the entrance to the flight central, that once were covered in marble bricks. But now, while running toward it, seemed to be throwing away heavy blocks of foundation. She saw the chaos, she saw the people, who was hindered to enter, and as soon as they reached the entrance, a woman teared her from her father and whispered in the ongoing panic, "You will be safe. I am sorry for this." Then all went black. She never saw her family after this. Her mother, father and a brother, they never made it. They got buried together with the rest of the planet's spirit. Because of her father she is still alive. Her father said, "Take only the necessary, we must flee," he said. They made a crack in the sky ceiling, and because of this, it is falling down, in very big pieces. Yeska moves her hand, and open with her movement, the running images of a blue planet. She is surviving, floating in the endless creation cradle, without her people's spirit home. Of what once was, is only a fraction left and the planet is dead. She looks at the images of the new beautiful life-bearing planet. She asked, when she was still a child, why couldn't they just land there, and start to live again? The general said, the spirit of this planet don't support our spirit, but it will, and that will be your job. You will find a way. Ska never could, but the team of engineers did. Ska became the fleet general after her guardian, an early general, had passed away. They created a direct link to the spirit. The nursery. Yeska enters the nursery, and in an incubator, surrounded with high technology, a hybrid son is growing. He looks very much different from anything that have ever seen the light of day. His skin is pale, the eyes are small, and ice blue, but still his functions is much like their own. He is a link, he will talk the language of 2 spirit worlds, and he will communicate with sound to all living creatures. Within 30 years of our counting, 300 of these hybrid sons will be born on the blue planet, and they will learn to speak the language of the spirit, and when they have spoken, they will tell us what needs to be known. The planet's spirit has a voice, it connects all living creatures, and all that is continuously transforming. It is not the codes which all life is built upon, it is the code that connects all living. It is that what is. The general once said to Yeska, the easy part is to see that what you see. The hard part is to see what don't show. Yeska remember she couldn't quite understand. Her guardian made the commando bridge turn black in darkness, and he said, "You can't see me now, but you can hear my voice, what connects us." Yeska felt enthusiastic when she answered the voice, but the general just shook his head. And while the bluish light slowly filled the bridge again, he said, "Think." For years Yeska tried new answers, but each time the general just shook his head, blinked, and said, "Try again, unfold that what is, but is untold." The hybrid son dies. The first son who were placed on the new planet died within months. It was a great loss to all of us. Everything seemed to attack him. The smaller inhabitants, from which partly his na had been extracted from, fought him. The grass cut his feet, while other creatures rested softly in it. The sun swiftly created boils and tumors on his skin, and the water shut down his intestines, one by one. When he spoke to us, the suffering numbed the whole fleet for weeks, and no one could even speak at the time of his death. He was our son. We learned much those months. We had been so busy creating a supermind that we had forgot all about the body and certain survival attributes as anger. We had to start all over again. The hybrid sons that now were growing up were of no use to us like this. If we would send them to Earth, to Kai, we would send them straight to their death. They had to stay, but they would be given the role as gods. They would contribute to the second generation of hybrid sons, the Nephilims, the Titans, and all creatures we sat upon Earth. We detected some special deviations from the planet's inhabitants. Our first hybrid sons had no pigments. We did see this in animals we had engineered, however the consequences of this on the animals did not seem to strike them at all. The hardest part were the behavior attributes that, amongst other, would give the next generation hybrid sons survival qualities in a hostile environment. The result became the Nephilims, or Titans as they were to be called by the population of the planet. We balanced the aggressive behavior with size and strength instead, to not create a new warrior species. But still we missed the very same thing for why we came.